Welcome back to the channel. I haven't been able to film for a while, and it's because poor Alan wasn't very well. So he developed a gallstone in December, and if any of you have ever had one, they say that it's one of the worst pains imaginable, and he put up with so much. He actually had to wait over a week before he could get it removed, and he was in so much pain, but he really did. Well, he put up with it, I think, better than I ever could, and touch wood, I never experienced that, but it really did cause him a lot of discomfort. He got his procedure to have it removed, and then obviously you have to get back on track quite slowly. So for those of you that sent a little message asking if everything was okay, I really appreciate that, and that was so kind of you. So I hope you had a good festive season and a lovely start to the year. And I thought we could talk about something that we've covered a little bit before, but I had a reason to revisit it, and it's microneedling. But I actually got a few sessions of SkinPen, and SkinPen is a specific type of microneedling. And the reason why I got it done is because it's basically a year since I had to get that little biopsy on my nose. It was January last year, and when I got the biopsy, you're so pleased. I mean, it wasn't until May that I found out that I was okay. I think end of April, beginning of May. I had a long time to wait. But when you get it done, the first thing they say to you is, oh, you're going to have a scar. And they told me it would be a line, but it was more of an indentation. So from a purely vanity element, once I knew that everything was okay and I didn't require any further treatment, I was over the moon. But then I thought, right, if I've got a scar here, I know from my training that once you're over the 6-month hurdle, you can do things to improve the appearance of the scar. And for me, it was because it was a little indentation. And I did a bit of research, and it looked as if the most simple but effective, non-invasive, but obviously there's an element of using needles, was microneedling. So I went to a clinic that had a very good reputation, got the consultation, and she said, yep, we can't promise anything. She needed to know, she needed the doctor's note to confirm that it wasn't anything that required further treatment from their side. And then she said, right, I do think we'll get a result with microneedling, but she also said they were going to use something else. Cannot remember what it was, but any of you that are well versed in it might know what she did. It was almost like a needle that was evening off the skin. So it's gone completely from my head, but if you know what I'm talking about, you can leave me a comment. If not, I'll take a look and I'll try and remind myself what it was. But almost, you have to numb the skin anyway when you do microneedling. So she was numbing the skin, so she said, in addition, I'll also take that over it. I want to say it was like an electrolysis style thing, but it wasn't electrolysis. You can help me out if you know what I'm talking about, because I clearly don't. So I've made some notes here to make sure that I get the right information when it comes to SkinPen. The reason why I chose that was because they said to me that was the microneedling that they specialise in. And I've taken a little bit of video to let you see again the leaflet that they show you. Now, I've only had 2 treatments and had them spaced out, so I will have more. But let's not lie, it costs a lot of money. You're talking about £250 to £300 a time. So you don't have to get them one after the other, but they build. A lot of people say once you have about 4 to 6, you see a big result. But again, they'll be talking about things such as fine lines and wrinkles, acne scarring. They don't guarantee anything, but they say that a lot of stretch marks you can see a difference in, pigmentation. So for me, because it was a little tiny scar, they said, look, we won't just do it on your nose, we'll do your full face and neck. So that's what they did. So I was happy with that, because then you've got something that you're actually doing when you're in your 40s. You think, right, I'm actually going to do something here about collagen. So I'm not going to say no. I do already take my collagen in the form currently of Planet Paleo, and it is the bone broth. So I take the collagen in that form. So I like drinking my bone broth every day because I feel it's good for gut health. But on the plus side, you're also getting that collagen. A lot of people say it doesn't work. A lot of people say it does. At the moment, I don't need to take a supplement because just taking that daily bone broth every day, I feel is going to give me that benefit, but it's twofold. So I thought, right, microneedling, it's going to help with stimulating collagen production. So why not? So I got one in about July or August, and then I got one in about October. I'll probably look at revisiting in the next few months. But again, I'm like most of you, I cannot just say, right, where's this next treatment coming from and just magic that money out of the air. It has to be paid for. So it's not something that I can say, right, I've done my 6 in the course, let's have a look. We'll need to do the before and after. They're keeping the before for me. We'll do the after when I'm ready for it and when I've had 4 to 6 treatments. But genuinely, from doing that first treatment, she did actually show me the before and after, and I could really see what is a very minor scar, but you could see the little indentation. I could see a difference. And then in the second one again, she actually said to me, you're a little bit discoloured there, almost like a purpley bruise, but it wasn't a bruise. It was just that it reacted so well to what she was doing that instantly the blood came up to the surface, because it was almost as if it was there and it knew what it wanted to do. It knew it had a job to do. It was on board. It was part of the plan. And she said, you've got a lovely little purple blotch on your nose, but that's good. That is the goal, because we're bringing that blood to the surface. So I was happy with that. I didn't take pictures of how it looked immediately after it, but I basically came out and looked like a tomato. I was bright red, normal reaction, starts to calm down, I would say the next day. Some of the literature will say that after microneedling you'll be able to wear makeup straight away or the next day. I would argue I was still blotchy about a day or two later. And I know I was blotchy because when I went to a weightlifting class the next day, the teacher actually shouted at me and said, I can see how hard you're working. I can see how red you are in the face. And I was like, well, I am working hard. I always work hard, but I'm red in the face because I know I've had microneedling and you don't. So I think I looked as if I was working even harder because the blotchiness was still there from the microneedling. So everyone's different, but it did make me laugh. And you can exercise. That was about just approaching 24 hours after I'd had the treatment, so I was okay to exercise. But it made me laugh because it's like, no, I always work hard. It's just that because I've had this done. So note to self, if you want to look like you're really putting extra effort in, microneedle before you go and do something, and they'll say, oh, you look like you're working so hard there. I can see how hard. It worked. So with microneedling, if you don't already know, you'll get like a basic facial beforehand. They used some mild glycolic on me, but again, that might have been part of their specific way that they do it. So you could feel the tingle, then it was the numbing cream, and then it was the microneedling process, which was the SkinPen. The numbing cream definitely works because it does feel like you literally can't feel your face. It's the weirdest thing. And they take it to right up at your eyes, right to your lips. They make sure everything's numb. I can tell you how sore microneedling must be because when we just got to the edge of my neck on one of the treatments, it must have just been moving on to the area that wasn't numbed, and I could feel it. And yes, it does feel like a lot of needles piercing your skin. So I didn't say anything to her because it was just on the outside of it, but I thought, oh, you can feel how needles feel going in and out your skin at a very quick speed. Yeah, I can see why they numb you. That was just there. I felt it and I was like, ooh, that is a little bit uncomfortable. But again, it was just on the very edge of it. So it lets you know how well that numbing cream works. And then the process itself was quite quick. Then obviously everything's removed. You get your home care aftercare, and you get hit with bill. And then it's just about your recovery and you're just told to be really careful. Now, as you'll see, I've put in a little couple of videos. They gave me a mask to take away, and that was again for hydration and soothing. It was up to you when you used it. I used it a couple of days later. I did feel as if my skin was quite dry after it. I'm not normally dry. I'm normally normal combination oily. So to be dry for me was quite unusual, but that was obviously just part of the process. I also got given 2 products to help because you've really got to make sure that you are careful with what products that you use immediately after it for a couple of days. Just dropped that, hopefully you didn't see. So I got 2 products to take away, basically 2 calming products, one to calm the skin and one to very gently hydrate the skin, like calming gel, nourishing gel, almost like a non-Vaseline Vaseline. So just a very soothing product to put on and then a soothing product to hydrate. But genuinely, for me, I couldn't wait until I could put on my LMS papaya enzyme peel because I felt as if that helped to get rid of just the dryness through the skin settling down. Once it's settled, you really did feel as if you were brand new. And having had microneedling done a few times, I can understand why people want to keep getting it done. I also want to keep getting it done. I would like to do the maintenance where you actually do it once or twice a year after you've seen the result that you want. And for me, I still feel that I don't want to go down the fillers, the injectables route, because I see people that I really admire on social media and they're around about the same age as me, and they'll say that they've now got situations where they're dissolving filler because it's moved, or they're stopping, taking a break from Botox because it started doing the things that they're not keen on. So that's still a reason for me why I wouldn't want to go down that route, coupled with the fact that who's got a bottomless pit of money where you can just say, I'll get this. A lot of people are gifted when they're in this industry. Even if I was gifted, I'm not 100% sure I'd want to go for filler, because I still see people saying that it's not a problem, however, it's not a problem, but, and it'll always be something like it moved, it migrated, it did something it wasn't meant to do. That puts me off. But just to finish, the notes that I made was, again, skin did feel dry for a couple of days, but then back to normal very quickly, happy with the results. Yeah, the downtime could be a bit disruptive. So if you knew that you were going to an event in a day or two, or you didn't want to go to work the next day, maybe you're front facing and it was very blotchy, maybe organise to do it in the evening or maybe near the weekend, where you don't have to worry so much about going somewhere the next day where it might still be a bit blotchy. For me, it was more blotchy on the neck for a little bit longer than the face, and you can put a little bit of makeup on the next day. Again, my main reason was skin healing for that scar, but I'll continue now that I know it. It's just about, again, when you can afford to do it. And I just thought, again, SkinPen itself. So SkinPen was the one that I was introduced to, and I was very impressed with it. So they say that SkinPen, they call it skin remodeling for tone, texture, fine lines, acne scars, you name it, discoloration. Some people even use it for section scars, but again, they'll be very careful to say what they can get a result with, because you can never guarantee everyone's different. Even when I was getting it done, the first thing they said was, we can't guarantee any difference. However, we're optimistic that it will make a difference. SkinPen creates, so again, this is microneedling, micro channels, microscopic holes. For this one, it's 1600 per second. The wounds stimulate the skin, which kicks in a high level healing process, and the results are in the skin. So straight away, it's not a product that's doing it, it's not a machine that's doing it, it's the skin that's doing the work. This is clinically proven, and it can be used for years. So it's not something where they say you've used it too much, you have to stop now, but get a professional to do it. You really do. I don't think you could buy this yourself, and I don't think you'd want to. And then again, the results are long lasting. You're banking those results. So if you get it done and you continue to get it done, not too frequently, you're banking the longevity of stimulating that collagen production, of seeing a reduction in whatever those situations, those concerns are in your skin. And everyone's treatment plan will be unique to them. So my treatment plan, they did recommend maybe one or two other things, and she said to me, down the line you might want injectables. That's what they specialise in. So obviously they're going to say, this is what we can do, this is how far we can take this. We can't create a miracle, and if you're not happy with that and you want to take it further, we would now suggest that you look at this. But as I say, I'll be 44 this year, and I don't want to go down that road, but that might be famous last words. You might be sitting in a couple of years' time looking at me going, what the hell happened to you? So who knows, but just being honest with you, that's where I'm at now. I'd love to know your thoughts. Again, I'm not opposed to anything, it's just what you want for yourself. And I'd love to know if you get microneedling done, if you do it yourself, because you can get the at-home kits. Do you get injectables? Have you had a good experience, a not so good experience? No one's here to judge. It's just very much about what's right for you and what you can afford, which is the truth too. So love to know what you think. Leave me a comment, and I'll see you again soon.